Today, we're diving deep into the potential matchups for the rest of the Straw Hat crew and other major players in the series. We're talking about some legendary clashes that are gonna blow your mind. Get ready for an info dump of One Piece power scaling. It's gonna make your head spin. We'll cover everything. These fights are gonna be the fights of legends, packed with intense personal drama and incredible devil fruit abilities. So sit back, grab your snacks, and let's explore the epic in-game battles that await the Straw Hats. Let's start with the obvious one, Luffy versus Blackbeard. The parallels between these two have been building since the very beginning. They're both D-names, they both possess incredible devil fruit powers, and they're both gunning to be the king of the pirates. The clash of these two titans is practically destiny at this point. Just think about their fight on Banaro Island. The way Blackbeard was able to counter Luffy's techniques, nullifying his rubber body, and then dragging him into the darkness of his Yami Yami no Mi. It was a glimpse of the kinds of mind games and power struggles we're gonna see when they inevitably meet for their final showdown. And let's not forget Blackbeard's ability to steal other devil fruits. The implications of him potentially taking Luffy's Gomu Gomu no Mi are enough to send shivers down your spine. This fight is gonna be an all-out war for the fate of the entire world, but Luffy's not the only one with a destined rival. When it comes to Zoro, it's gotta be Mihawk, right? The world's strongest swordsman has been Zoro's ultimate goal since the very beginning. Remember back in Baratie, when Zoro was willing to take Mihawk's black blade straight through the chest just to prove his skills? That single-minded determination to surpass the greatest swordsman alive has only grown stronger over the years. And now that Zoro's mastery of Haki has reached new heights, I can just imagine the clash of blades when these two titans finally meet. It's gonna be a battle for the ages, with techniques so refined and movements so precise that normal eyes won't even be able to follow. Zoro's going to have to pull out every trick in his arsenal. Ashura, Enma, the ultimate application of his observation Haki. But Mihawk's no slouch either. That guy's been waiting decades for a worthy successor, and I bet he's got a few surprises of his own up his sleeve. The student surpassing the master? That's the stuff of legends. Now what about Sanji? I've got a feeling his battle is gonna be against Queen, that cybernetically enhanced all-star of the Beast Pirates. Think about it, they're both masters of their respective forms of combat. Sanji's Germa genetic modifications give him superhuman speed and strength, but Queen's cyborg body allows him to transform and adapt in all sorts of crazy ways. And let's not forget about their shared history as Germa soldiers. There's bound to be some unresolved tension and personal baggage that's gonna come to a head. Plus, with Queen's chemical weapon hacks, he's gonna be the perfect foil to challenge Sanji's newfound raid suit abilities. I can already see it. Sanji using his stealth black to outmaneuver Queen's onslaught of toxins and missiles, only to get caught in a devastating trap. But then he taps into his raid suit, unlocking even greater speed and power to turn the tables. It's gonna be an epic clash of science and superhuman martial arts. Diving right next to Nami and Usopp, I've got a strong feeling that their final opponents are gonna be the Big Mom Pirates' top brass, Katakuri and Smoothie. Think about it. Nami's weather manipulation powers are the perfect counter to Katakuri's advanced observation Haki and Mochi Mochi no Mi abilities. She'd be able to disrupt his flow, create unpredictable conditions, and give Usopp the opening he needs to land some devastating long-range attacks. And let's not forget about the Straw Hat's resident sharpshooter Usopp. I've got a feeling his final showdown is gonna be against the sweet commander Smoothie. Think about it. Her ability to manipulate liquids would make her the perfect counter to Usopp's arsenal of projectiles and traps. Imagine Usopp trying to set up one of his complex sniper nests, only for Smoothie to just liquefy the whole thing with a wave of her hand. But Usopp's not one to go down without a fight. His creativity and resourcefulness are gonna be key here. He'd have to get really crafty, using the environment to his advantage and finding ways to neutralize Smoothie's fruit powers. Maybe he could even team up with Nami, using her weather manipulation to create openings for his deadly special ammo. It'd be a battle of wits and adaptability, with Usopp having to outthink and outmaneuver this towering sweet commander. On the other hand, I could see Brook taking on Perospero, using his quick wit and soul solid to outmaneuver the candy-controlling executive. Now, I've got a strong feeling his final opponent is gonna be none other than Perospero, the candy-controlling executive of the Big Mom Pirates. Think about it, their fighting styles are like complete opposites. Perospero's ability to create and manipulate candy would make him a nightmare for the fragile Brook, who would have to constantly be on the move to avoid getting trapped. But Brook's not just some pushover. His mastery of the sword and his newfound tone dial techniques make him a force to be reckoned with. I can just imagine him using his quick wit and lightning-fast strikes to try and break through Perospero's defenses, all while avoiding getting caught in the sticky sweet traps. It'd be a battle of speed and precision, with Brook trying to overcome Perospero's overwhelming control over the environment. And let's not forget the personal history there too. Perospero was one of the main antagonists back in the Whole Cake Island, so Brook's got a score to settle. This fight would be as much about avenging their fallen crew members as it is about determining the future of the pirate world. Chopper might end up facing off against Queen's equally unhinged brother King in a battle of monstrous transformations. Think about it, they're both monster transformations, albeit on different ends of the spectrum. Chopper's Rumble Ball allows him to tap into the monstrous powers of his Zoan fruit, while King's ancient Zoan, the Pterodon, gives him the physique of a literal flying behemoth. The clash of their transformative abilities is gonna be the stuff of legends. Imagine Chopper going all out with his Monster Point, using his raw strength and size to try and overwhelm King's aerial mobility and firepower. But then King transforms, unleashing those burning hot wings and that deadly tail. It's gonna be like watching a prehistoric predator go up against a mythical yeti. And let's not forget their shared history as monsters who've had to hide their true natures. There's bound to be some deep-seated personal drama fueling this fight, making it all the more intense. Oh, and speaking of intense, let's talk about the battle I think is brewing between Nico Robin and Kaku. Now, hear me out on this one. Kaku's Zoan fruit, the giraffe fruit, might not seem all that impressive on the surface, but when you factor in his ability to rapidly transform between forms, suddenly that long neck and powerful kicks become a lot more threatening, especially when you consider how Robin's whole fighting style revolves around grappling and immobilizing her opponents. Just imagine the two of them locked in a deadly dance. Robin using her Kurozomi to try and ensnare Kaku, only for him to shift into giraffe form and gain the reach to keep her at bay. It's gonna be a battle of wits and adaptability, with Robin having to constantly outmaneuver Kaku's transformations. And let's not forget the thematic implications. These two were once allies in CP9, so there's bound to be some unresolved tension in history between them, the student surpassing the teacher in a way. And speaking of towering figures, let's talk about the Knight of the Sea himself, Jinbe. I'm convinced his final opponent is gonna be none other than the Queen of the Pirates, Big Mom. Think about it, these two powerhouses have history, having clashed back in the Whole Cake Island arc. And with Jinbe now firmly on the Straw Hat side, you know Big Mom's gonna be gunning for revenge. But Jinbe's no slouch, and he's got the perfect skill set to take on the Yonko. His mastery of fishman karate and his ability to manipulate the very sea itself would make him a nightmarish foe for the power-hungry Big Mom. I can just imagine the two of them trading blows, Big Mom unleashing her soul-crushing attacks, while Jinbe uses the ocean to his advantage, creating tidal waves and whirlpools to disorient and disable her. It'd be a clash of the titans, with the fate of the world hanging in the balance. And let's not forget our resident cyborg Franky. I've got a feeling his final battle is gonna be against the mastermind himself, Vegapunk. Just think about it, the greatest scientific mind in the world, pitted against the ultimate super robot packed with Pluton's secrets. It'd be a battle of technological innovation, with Franky using every trick in his arsenal to try and outmaneuver Vegapunk's mind-bending creations. Imagine Franky deploying his latest souped-up modifications, only for Vegapunk to effortlessly analyze and counter them. It'd be a chess match of the highest order, with each side trying to outthink and outmaneuver the other. And let's not forget the personal stakes involved. Franky's got a bone to pick with the Cypher Pole after what they did to his mentor, Iceberg. This fight would be as much about settling the score as it is about determining the future of the world. Just talking about all these potential matchups has got me all riled up. The way Oda's been building towards the endgame, dropping breadcrumbs and hinting at these rivalries, it's enough to drive a One Piece fan crazy. But that's part of the beauty of it, you know? The way these characters' destinies are so intertwined, the way their skills and abilities complement or counter each other. It's a recipe for some of the most epic, mind-blowing battles we've ever seen in manga. I can practically feel the clash of conquerors' haki, the steel of legendary blades, and the explosive power of ancient devil fruits. One Piece's final war is gonna be the stuff of legends, my friend. I just can't wait to see how it all goes down. If you want to see more videos about anime, check out this other cool video that appears on your screen. Go ahead, click it.